again, we are working with Tammou, who we have not worked with in forever and a day. We went over here to Silver Pine only because I was just tired. I was tired of the Barrens. Okay, I was just tired of it. And it is today's news and Warcraft. We were originally scheduled for 9, and then I pushed it back to 9:30, and then one that we always watch on YouTube, my better half and myself. I know it's a level 10, but it's skinnable, believe it or not. Okay, but I can't go on. The inner professional wrestling geek in me would not be able to go on without talking about the fact that Terry Bollea has passed away today at about 11 o'clock this morning. I'm not sure if my time is his time or not. I didn't exactly get the full detail on that, so it could be 11 o'clock my time this morning, which would be Eastern time. It could be 11 o'clock Pacific time. Who knows? Who really knows? Okay, we are going to trying to find some bears. There are no bears. Now, come on. 0 bears. Look at that. But like I said, it's just to appease the inner professional wrestling geek in me, and we just might go back to the Barrens. I can understand why this is such why the Barrens is such an alluring place. Okay, I truly can. Oh well, I gotta come up this way anyway. Yep. Oh, and there's bears. Good. Hooray for bears. I like bears. I really do. I'd prefer to play with a bear over. Oh, well, that's a whole other topic, isn't it? Where we were on the thing about Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, passing away today at about 11 o'clock somebody's time. Okay, at about 11 o'clock somebody's time, and we're off for bears. There are no bears again. Well, we can get some of them. Ah! That didn't hit. But he was somebody that did revolutionize stuff when he was there in the 80s. He truthfully was. I wonder what that's for. Somebody help, leave me a comment. What is it for? Whack! Dodged, no fair. Get him. So, but what I remember him for, and I never did like him to begin with. I was more a Ric Flair fan. I will admit that in a heartbeat. I was more of a Ric Flair fan than a Hulk Hogan fan any day of the week. And that being said, the fact that he went into some very racist tirades was just it kind of makes a very sadder ending, and only because he could be remembered for being one heck of a person in the ring, but no, he's going to be remembered for being, oh boy, oh thank heavens, dang cannolis. Oh, I already got it, yay. Well, that was easy. That was easy. I didn't know it had to be that easy. But because of stuff like the racist stuff he was into, and what he has said, I don't want to say that he's into it. I want to say that he has said some stuff. I mean, it's been caught. It's been caught. It's been recorded. There's not much you can really do about it. Oh, that's 11:11. I wish there were more bears. I do wish there were more bears, but there are not. But like I said, his reputation's been tarnished. And as I said before, I never was a big fan of his. There were some WWF back then gimmicks that were really good ones, but they were just an extension of either their natural selves or their former NWA personae, and that it just easily transitioned into back then what was WWF, and now WWE. They abandoned all pretenses like that a very long time ago, right after about the time of the steroid trials. Honestly, I do believe is when that phooey. Well, I'm going to turn in that quest. Or do I turn in that quest there? What do I turn that into? Wait a minute, I already... Oh, I had to... No, we're not doing that. We're going back to the Barrens. We are going to go back to the Barrens and get caught up on... and do some marauding around there and do a whole lot of skinning. So, let's just go. That's where my Hearthstone was set anyway, so here we are. Ta-da! So, with the Hogan thing out of the way, let's get a move on here, and we are going to go right into more with Jeffrey Epstein. I know everybody's been waiting for this. Tammou has finally returned, and she's returned to Jeffrey Epstein. I know. Wait, where am I going? Wait, I should be right there. There should be some lizards right there. There were none the last time I looked. Let's go look again. We're going to go see. Let's just go see just for giggles here. And so now, and this is where the difference between the live stream and the pre-records come in. And I'm sorry for the live streamers because you get to miss out on Unity course. The Department of Justice talked about, or there was a leaked memo or something like that about how they did talk to Donald Trump and say that he was on this Epstein list that he said was nothing and was a nothing burger. Back on June the 9th, I happened to state that, and that was in the Donald Trump versus Elon Musk meltdown, where they were, oh dear heavens, they were just fussing and fuming like two little teenagers. And it was back on June the 9th, 2025, and Elon Musk said, here's the big surprise, everybody in the news, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, and I said, well, duh, because we all knew he was. There's pictures of him with Epstein. And I said that back on June the 9th, 2025. And if I didn't say it then, I'll say it now. There are pictures also of Bill Clinton with Jeffrey Epstein. So he's involved in it somehow. We just don't know how deep, and it's exactly like with Donald Trump. But here's the difference. And by the way, from back on June the 9th, I told you so. Okay, and that's just where a cutaway is going to happen. I just couldn't get it moving. I don't know what happened. It would not go for me. But, hey, come back here. There we go. Evil duck birds. Go. Mean old evil duck bird. And you come here too. Now, where was I at? Oh, about that whole thing. about the whole thing with Epstein. The DOJ told him he is on the list somehow that he said is not a list and is a nothing burger and all that, but we'll go into the history here in just a second. I just appreciated more being able to do an I told you so. Oh Lord, something's gonna have to go, isn't it? Well, do that. Here we go. Ah, there's a frosted lucky lizard now. Frosted lucky lizards, they're lizardly delightful. Yes, I am. No, I'm not insane. I will tell you that now. I was gonna say it. No, I just have a good time playing here, and since I can, we talk about the news while we're on here. Bam. Now, so the history of this, as I'm remembering this, and I'm hoping I remember it right, the whole Jeffrey Epstein saga so far was, this whole thing about the documents, about the Epstein files, was Donald Trump literally ran on this, right? And he ran on this big time about the and remember in 2016 Pizzagate that he accused Hillary Clinton of running a child copulation ring out of a pizza parlor somewhere in Washington D.C. Isn't that what the story originally was? And for some reason, and then that morphed. Ooh, okay, we need to do this. Okay, how do we do this? Oh, how do we do this? Yeah, let's get rid of you. Ah! Got the wrong one. I need more bags. Send me bags. Get rid of the Boris. There we go. Gotcha. We finally got this. At some point, we finally get things, don't we? But then it started out like that, and then it became a rerun of we're going to release all of the files, and somehow after the inauguration, but between then and now, it was on Pam Bondi's desk, and then after all of that was said and done, it was there is no list, it's a nothing burger, and y'all need to stop talking about it. Which then morphed into, okay, there are documents, we're going to release some of them, but not all of them. And then a judge somehow blocks it. I don't get how the judge gets in this one to block it. But it was like grand jury. It's like the grand jury stuff, I think, and I think they do have the power to block that for whatever reason they need to, including probably security reasons. I mean, you gotta. Oh, that's just killing me. Inventory is full is killing me. Okay, let's get rid. Wait. No. How is that? No, that's just 4. Okay, never mind. Here we go. So if you feel confused by all this Jeffrey Epstein mess, don't worry. You're not alone, okay? I've been trying to get my hands around this too, and I've been trying to get into this whole concept where I'm going to be live, and then somehow I will download this episode, and then have the redo with pretty pictures up and all that. So if you missed the live stream, you missed just me playing and talking. I'm going to be editing and then posting again. So don't worry if you miss stuff. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to get just a couple more of these things. Only because I need leather. Oh. Well, I needed the earth totem too. How is that really 1 gold? There is no way. I tried selling something like that. That was a 2-hander for over 1 gold. It would not sell. No way is that going to sell like that. Alright. Any event, let's get rid of these scraps. We can upgrade that into 2 lights. And it opens up a space. And then after that, we'll have to get back to the barrens and sell, because we've got too much here. So we'll run back here and do that. A lot of times this is what happens. I get full up, and Tammou just leveled, and I wish I would have recorded her leveling, but alas, I did not. So I do apologize for not recording that one. I probably should have. Whee! So we're going to head back this way, and we're going to sell. We're going to sell and sell and sell and sell some more. So I am not going to bore you with all of that. I'm going to let y'all go at this point. And for today's news and Warcraft, this is Tammou. And I wish you a great day and great gaming. Come back tomorrow and check this one out with the added pictures and a little extra video and stuff like that. So I wish you a great day and great gaming. Goodbye.